Hey everyone, we got a unique episode for you tonight. Most, if not all of our audience are die-hard sports fans. You probably all know someone in your life, whether it's a friend, a coworker, a family member, a dude who just does not like sports. Have you ever wondered, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? What does he do every night? What does he look forward to? On today's episode, we're going to get into the mind of a 32-year-old dude who doesn't like sports, doesn't talk sports, doesn't think about sports, doesn't watch sports. We're going to find out next.
Let's do it.
Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew Sistat, Brad unite. Philly NY in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Episode 14. A little bit of a different episode tonight as we go inside the mind of a 32-year-old dude who doesn't like sports and clearly doesn't like life. So Jack, my close friend, joins us. Doesn't like sports again, everyone. We're going to find out what's going on with him.
Good to be here on a sports podcast to tell you why I don't like sports.
Well, Jack, it's nice to meet you, and what the fuck's wrong with you, man?
That's what we want to know.
I don't get it, dude. I don't get the appeal. Doesn't make sense to me.
So, first let's talk about that. Your dad likes sports, right?
He does.
What do you mean? Like, what was that? He does. Like, he doesn't really? What was
not-
that
Doesn't
answer?
love them. He's not a freak like me,
Exactly.
but he watches them.
He
Yeah.
watches a lot of sports.
Yeah.
He's not a diehard of any specific team. He likes the New York teams, so that's the area we're in. But like, he could waver whoever's doing better that year. He could be rooting for.
I think to clarify something for everyone is, and it's just that you'd probably agree with me. I would never expect or think that anyone should like sports like me and you do. Like, we're an outlier. We're like, it's ridiculous how much it's like, it doesn't make sense. But what I find surprising is that you can be so socialized in our culture and just not like sports. Because most dudes who don't like sports, I think we could, like, there's something culturally about it. There's a lot of gay guys culturally don't like sports. That's a thing.
It's true.
But like, heterosexual males typically like sports. That's, whether it's ingrained for whatever reason, it's definitely something that's been passed down. Maybe it's a generational thing, but you would agree, Jack. You're like, it's most of your friends like sports. Our high school group of friends liked sports. You just didn't.
I'm probably more of an outlier than you guys in the opposite direction. I think there's probably more. Maybe it's close. Probably more people have your level of sports fandom compared to my lack of sports fandom.
So, Jack, let me ask you. So you just can kind of take it or leave them, or you actively dislike sports? Like, what is your stance on consuming sports?
I don't have an active dislike, but they don't appeal to me at all. So like, it's never going to be something I'm going to turn on. But you know, if I'm somewhere, if I'm hanging out with Andrew and there's sports on, it's not like bothering me. That makes sense.
All right.
But it's not going to be my choice of entertainment.
Okay.
So we go through a day. Just that, tell me if anything I'm saying you want to change or revise or just completely disagree with. We go through a day. We're working. We, whatever, all the responsibilities like a regular person. But we know somewhere in our minds, oh, there's a Knicks game tonight I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to get home from work. I'm going to take care of errands, take care of things around the house, do what I need to do, eat dinner, whatever, spend time with my wife, whatever. And then I'm going to put on the Knicks game at 7:30. Like that's in my mind the whole day. Not like actively like, oh my God, I can't think about anything else, but it's something I'm looking forward to throughout the day. For people that don't like sports, there's other things to look forward to, right? But there's not a new album every night. There's
I
not
don't
a
think
new
there's anything else
movie
in
every
the
day.
world. I actually don't think there's anything in the world to look forward to other than
What do you look
the
forward to?
game that's
though?
on that evening. No, I think you got me.
That's
I don't
right.
think there is
Yeah.
anything else. I wish I had something. No, you're right. Sports are probably more frequent than the things that I would bring up, which you know me well on in terms of new music or movies or TV shows or things like that. I don't have it on a daily. I mean, there's podcasts that I really love, and then different shows popping up throughout the week and things like that. But I don't have it, during a season where I have something every day the way you guys do. I don't think. But
There's not.
maybe
Dude, is this
maybe
just
I'll
me?
have to.
Is this just me? Like, do you not look forward to like a game like regularly?
Of course, yeah. Especially during like baseball season, there's a game every night that you can look forward to. But I think the thing that actually kind of sounds nice as you were saying that, Jack, is like if you look forward to an album, that's like something really cool, and you probably anticipate that for a long time. And when it drops, you're probably super stoked. Whereas like it can definitely get a little bit mundane. Like,
high
okay,
is a
I
lot
guess
higher
I'm
than
gonna watch. Right. It's like, okay, I guess I'll watch the Phillies tonight. Like again,
Baseball's a little bit different. Baseball's a little bit different because
yeah.
there's so many games that
Yes.
you can't really get excited for each game like that.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good
Yes.
point. You get like
But
that.
basketball, football, I think football, like, because you only get it once a week, I think the anticipation certainly builds a lot more than the other sports. It's still more or less part of a routine that we're doing, even if it's weekly. We're sitting down to watch the game.
But also, sports are like, I can't think of the right word, but it's like more temporary almost. If they lose, you got another game. I mean, if it's the World Series, that's different. But if they lose, you got another game the next day, like whatever. If an album comes out and it sucks, then you got a couple of years if they're going to put out yeah. But the
high
upside
risk,
is
high
like,
reward.
exactly. But if it's really good, then you got that thing forever. Versus the game, how long do you care about a win? What's the longest amount you could care about a win? A week? A month?
A week, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's gone. So
For me, not even that long. For me, it's like a day.
and it affects your whole mood. Right? You're walking around whistling when they win, and
You say that as a joke, but
that's
we have
me.
someone here that is
That is
him.
me.
No,
Oh, yeah.
see, I can buy that, but I can't imagine it impacting
Walk
Andrew.
around whistling.
Can you,
That's great.
seriously, yeah.
This is something that Jack and I talk about somewhat regularly. Is Jack points out, and rightfully so, how based on how like logical and rational and like reserved I am with my thoughts, like things I do, and how I'm not like rash in my reactions and everything. It's like it doesn't make sense. It's inconsistent with everything about me and the way I think for me to care this much about sports. Like, why do I care about some dudes playing a game that doesn't actually impact me? And I think it's a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, when you dumb it down to that level of simplicity, then it certainly sounds pretty silly, but
Very silly.
yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of it becomes, you get to the point where it's just ingrained in your personality. Like I started watching the Eagles with my brother when I was 10 years old, and I have really good memories of that. So it's something, and we still watch the Eagles games together as much as we can. Not every Sunday, but it's special, and it's like something, it's a common thing that you're rooting for, whether it's with family or close friends. And there's so much drama and talent, skill on display. Like, it's not just men running around that we don't know. Like, I think there's a little bit more to it than that. But yeah, again, breaking it down does make it sound weird.
There's an emotional attachment that we have to the teams. There's an emotional bond that we have with people that we watch and root for the teams with, whether it's friends or family. And speaking of that, so Jack, early on in when you were younger, right? Your dad, Larry, your dad introduced you to sports. Like, he would put a game on, right?
Sure. I can't remember him specifically. Like, I'm sure he did trying to, stoke an interest from me, but he definitely had sports on all the time.
Did he take you to games?
Occasionally, we would go to we used to go to Nets games when they were in New Jersey, where they truly belong. That's the one sports opinion I have in my entire.
That's what did it. That's what broke his sports
you know what it
fandom.
was?
The New Jersey Nets moving to Brooklyn.
Give us one team, okay? I would
The Devils, baby.
Give us one team. Hockey doesn't. I'm just coming out with all my sports takes.
Oh my god, he's firing. I like this guy.
See, he knows sports a lot. Yeah, he knows hockey doesn't count. He knows that's a thing to say. He tells sports people hockey doesn't count, and they yeah, hockey sucks. Go back to Canada.
Curse on this podcast?
What was that?
I asked if we curse on this podcast.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, I was going to say fuck hockey, but the moment has passed.
Yeah, you just have to click the box that says we might have some poor language or foul language.
I'm going to cut back on
Yeah.
We'll edit it out. It's okay.
For 21, over 21, actually over 18. I don't know why 21.
My thoughts are generally pretty R-rated, so you might want to just do that anyway to be safe.
So we
so let me ask you this, Jack. So I actually know, I know several people who don't really care for sports at all. Some of them, I have one brother who is a diehard sports fan just like me, and I have another brother that would never watch a second of a sporting event unless he's like at my house and it's on in the background. My dad can kind of take it or leave it. He certainly gets pretty hyped for the Eagles when they're good, but he's not like listening to podcasts and listening to he's not like that, but he'll watch the games when they're on. So I also, I love skateboarding. It's like a real big passion of mine, and the skateboarding community is very much kind of out on sports. So I
that's because they're like sixth graders, right?
Yeah, partly, yeah. No,
I haven't learned about sports yet.
A lot of them are, they're just like hippies and they just want to smoke weed and ride the skateboard, which is fine, whatever. But it's funny, the one thing that Andrew and I have always said. So my father-in-law is like this, doesn't care for it. My mother-in-law actually would like to watch football, but my father-in-law does not care at all. And the one thing that I would always say to my brothers-in-law and people, close friends like Andrew, is we go to their house. It's like a Sunday afternoon, or it's on Thanksgiving, and it's you gotta have some sporting event on when there's 10 people sitting in your living room, right? You can't. I mean, I'm telling you, we're sitting there watching 2.5 Men reruns, and it's there's a giant Cowboys game on right now. What are we doing? I'm kind of looking around is anyone else gonna say something? Does it have to be me? So
is it you though in that situation?
I mean, they'll put something on because they know I want it, but there'll be a while where they're watching a car auction or
I would love that.
2.5 Men Matlock all dude just old timey TV shows like that, like Sanford and Son, stuff that you would never want to watch on your own. Yeah. Sure. So Jack, I'm asking you, it's Sunday afternoon at 2:00. You have some people over, you're hanging out, you're doing whatever. You're all in your living room. What is on your TV?
Okay. So
are you putting sports on just as a conversation piece? It's in the background. Hey, look at that. I know these people like sports, so I'm going to appease them. Or are we watching, again, Sister Wives? I don't know.
He does like that. That's
I
typically
knew he did. He looks like a Sister Wives guy, yeah.
You threw me with that last example there. I had my answer all ready to go, and you had to throw Sister Wives in there. No, I find you very interesting. I come on, you look at me like I'm this alien creature from space who doesn't like sports, and meanwhile half your family doesn't seem to be sports fans.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I know
you have an insight.
You don't get to choose your family though. You get to choose your friends.
It's true. It's a mystery, Andrew. Okay, so if this is a Thanksgiving situation, like you were saying earlier, I want to put on whatever on the TV that most people in the room are going to be able to be distracted by, and just not have to deal with all the awkward family conversation that can ensue. So I'm happy to just throw on what's going to be a crowd pleaser in that scenario. If I have my friends over, well, so first of all, Andrew and our other friends, Mike, and if there's a big game on, they're not coming to my apartment. They're not going to do that because we all know that's it's not the move at that time. But if there's something people want to watch, I'm not going to stop them from doing it. But if I'm hosting and I'm just like throwing something on for like conversation or whatever, I wouldn't even know what to put on. So like I wouldn't do it just by instinct. No, but I'm not going to block Andrew from watching a game at my apartment.
You know what? First off on that, Jack is very good about it. Like if there is sports on, he usually makes it at least an option for us to watch. But we know, like if there's a big game on, like Jack a couple weeks ago asked me, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, well, the World Series is on, so like
it was definitely on my radar, and I was completely aware of.
Yeah, I still don't think we got a clear answer on what you look forward to every day. I don't think we got a clear answer on that.
I don't think I have something on a daily basis, like something that reoccurs that often. In like that would be like a similar type of like entertainment or something that happens, that frequently for me. But I have things that could happen throughout the week, like I mentioned.
I'm having a hard time hearing it.
What, Jack? What are we watching, man? Let's say I hate to keep using the Sunday afternoon, but I feel like most people, like not everyone likes baseball, not everyone likes basketball. Yeah. I think most people will watch the football game if it's on. So it's Sunday afternoon, 2:00, and let's say it's like November and it's raining. So you're not going to go outside and like do something fun. Like, what are you watching something? Are you listening to music? Like, I can't fathom like not at least having it on in the background.
So Andrew knows I'm a huge movie guy. Especially the last few years, I've like dug even deeper into like older stuff and just like like the classics that I had never like watched and things like that. And so I have a backlog of like way too many to even count of like things I eventually want to watch. It's like to me like imagine if with sports like the old games didn't lose their relevance and then you had that many things that you could in theory go back and watch whatever you wanted. Just be like it's like an unlimited supply. Once I sort of like I don't know got into some more like older shit and just like I watched some foreign movies and just like whatever. So just so much stuff. There's more out there that I don't know about than I do. So just a ton that I can dig into whenever that's the mood I'm in.
I actually love that, man. I've done that a little bit over the past couple of years just because I feel like a lot of new movies are kind of lame and like they're just running out of ideas. So yeah, I've certainly gone back into the well a little bit. I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan. I know that's probably like a little corny or cliche, but it's my guy. I like a lot of. Okay, good.
What's your go-to? What's your favorite?
From Stanley?
Yeah.
Definitely 2001, without a doubt. It's one of my favorite movies.
I love 2001.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw that movie?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Andrew, you should
pretend.
Dude, you should get super high and watch 2001, specifically towards the end. There's this crazy scene and sequence that I'm just gonna tell him it's super fucking crazy.
I'm not gonna do it anyway. I'm not gonna watch it anyway.
Why not? You should.
I don't take recommendations.
Oh my god!
When people tell me to watch something, I almost never watch it.
Andrew's also never been high before, so this whole recommendation doesn't work.
I don't smoke weed. Yeah. I would never smoke weed and watch something.
Dude, I would have never. I would have never started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm without your recommendation. So
wait, do you smoke and watch sports?
Just
do you guys
because
smoke and watch sports? Oh. Do you know Andrew's whole thing with this? Do you?
I don't. I know he smokes after sports.
Yeah, he thinks the team needs his concentration, or else they're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to perform. So he doesn't smoke during sports.
Smart
not
man.
That I think that's a funny way to put it. I appreciate that for the comedic value. But
are you letting the listeners know that
it's not because I think it's not because the team needs it. It's because I'm very passionate about it. I like getting in all the details and noticing every little thing that's happening as the play's developing. Like noticing every little detail, like noticing every little player, everything they're doing, things that you can't look in a box score and see. So I can't do that when I'm high. I'm also a big part of it is I enjoy the emotional attachment to the result. When I'm high, I don't care as much. Like, whatever, who cares? I just do not care as much. Like, I would say probably care 75% less when I'm high because I'm just too stoned to care.
But if they lose, that could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
I
but I
should
like
probably start getting high and watching games because my teams all suck, and this sounds great to not care as much.
Jack. We have someone here that's never smoked weed before.
Who?
Truly?
You want to talk? Yeah, who? We want to talk about being an outlier for not liking sports. How could you never try weed? And he's a very
It's probably
like
more
he's
common than not liking
he's the
sports.
perfect personality for someone to smoke weed though. He's laid back. Like he's not one of those people that would get paranoid.
Well, the sixth graders that he's hanging out with, it's not really appropriate, so he can't be doing it.
Yeah,
too
that's
often.
right. He skateboards. He's not gonna take a break. Hey, yeah, let's hit this joint.
No, I get it. Everyone's different, but you should try it.
No, you must like what I like.
That's how I feel. All right,
So-
wait, let me ask about. Can I bring up my team sports question?
Yes. This
Okay.
is good. I like
Yes.
it.
So here's my overall philosophy on sports. If you want to like see the most talented people at something compete at that thing and watch that totally makes sense to me. It's not like something I specifically want to watch, but like I get the appeal of that. I don't understand the team fandom, especially on the professional level. With college, it's like you could be at that college or you went to the college and it's the people you're with, so I sort of get that. With professional sports, Andrew and I talk about like, and you guys would both know better than me, like historically the players that were in the city, on the team for a specific city, that's where they were from, right? Like at least in the very, very beginning. Now it's like, I don't understand what your connection is to a New York team. They're every 2 days, it's different players on the team. None of them are from New York. They come and go, but you root for this. It's like the name, or it's like the uniform. I think Andrew's a big fashion guy, so he really likes the pinstripes. But like, I'm not really sure like what about the specific. It just feels arbitrary. Does that?
It is
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but how can you get emotional over something that's completely arbitrary?
because it doesn't make sense. Sometimes the way I've explained this to you before, Jack, but sometimes I think the most illogical thing or the most illogical thought is to believe that emotions will never overtake logic. It's illogical to believe that
That you can always be
people
logical.
are going to be logical over emotional all the time. So we develop this emotional attachment typically because of our location. His dad's a Philadelphia sports fan. He's from South Jersey. His family were Philadelphia sports fans. That's part of, and he was just in an area that was closer to Philly. I became a New York sports fan because I was slightly closer to the New York side of things, but mainly because my dad was a New York sports fan. And then from there, you go to games. Like I asked you earlier, did your dad take you to games? My dad would take me to Yankee games. He would take me to Ranger games, Knicks games, Jet games. And I developed that emotional attachment. And then from there, just over time, that emotional attachment grows, just like with anything.
But what is the emotional attachment to?
It's to
Not
the
the
team.
players.
It's to the team.
Well,
The
what
players,
is that?
it is to the players. But the team comes first in this emotional attachment, and then the players come second. We'll become emotionally attached to certain players. Me as a fan, much less than most other fans. Like I don't get that attached to the players, but most fans get very attached to the specific players, and that's why when the players get traded, a player that they really like, they actually get upset.
I mean, this is like the perfect question to ask if you're looking to get to the stupidity of sports fandom, because there's really no good answer for us
Yes,
to have.
it doesn't
other
make
than,
any sense.
Yeah, other than we
It's
liked it
stupid,
when
I
we were
agree.
kids, we grew emotionally attached to it, and we're adults, and we still feel that same
But
enthusiasm.
you could say that but I think you could say this about a musical, a singer, an actress, or an actor. You could say this about pretty much any famous celebrity. Like,
Sort of.
it's not
but
you.
Yeah, but people don't walk around saying like, "God, I just love Steve Martin." Like I'm this huge and base their entire identity around Steve Martin. Like it's
Taylor Swift has kind of done that.
Exception to the rule.
Yeah, okay, but I do agree with you saying she might be an exception. There's some exceptions, but typically people aren't like buying all this attire and wearing it and saying, yeah, whatever.
Right. People aren't walking around with like John Candy gear and telling you how much they love John Candy and why your favorite actor sucks so bad. Yeah. Your favorite actor sucks. You need to like John Candy.
Yeah, mine's better than yours.
Imagine if we bought like. Just happened.
What did you just do?
I almost spit out my water. No, I almost spit out my water. Bad move to drink during a podcast. Like when you know you're gonna laugh.
Imagine if we bought replicas of like actors' clothing, the way you guys buy copies of the jerseys that the players wear. If I was just like, oh, I'm gonna buy that, like like Steve Carell scarf and wear that around with like his name printed on it or whatever. Like,
oh my god, that'd be good. You should do it.
But the other thing that I think is different is like, I know that there's obviously exceptions to this. There's players that like stay on one team for like their whole career, almost their whole career. But in general, like with a team, it's like nebulous, right? Like you're the team that you're a fan of now is very different than the team you were a fan of when we were kids. But like if I'm a fan of an actor or something, it's the same person that I'm the fan of the whole time. But you're the fan of like the brand name associated with a group of people that sometimes has the same people in it, but a lot of times doesn't. Right?
Yeah. I agree.
That's a great point.
That's the way I think about it.
Yeah. It's a great point.
All right, I don't like sports anymore.
I told our other friend I was going to come on and convince you not to like sports anymore, sister.
Yeah.
So we'll see how I do it.
We'll see. Hey, that's your best argument yet.
Tomorrow the Rangers are playing at tomorrow night. I'm not going to watch that game. I'm going to look forward to. I'm going to go look at some 1980s movies instead.
There you go.
This is going to be a movies podcast next episode.
There you go.
We talk about Stanley.
No one. Jack, let me ask you this: how do you feel about like playing sports? Did you play sports when you were a kid? Do you ever go out and I don't know, play a game of pickup basketball or go golfing? Like, how do we feel about the actual act?
Well, he played sports a little bit. Pick up sports. I have some good memories.
Great memories. Yeah, I played tennis growing up a little bit. I took lessons and stuff. Andrew was a player also, so we would play sometimes. When we were much younger, I did the little league stuff. I was in soccer. I was in t-ball, I think regular baseball maybe for a year or two. I don't know if I ever did basketball, but I tried them out. It was not really my doing, my parents' doing. But
we used to play pickup hockey.
Oh, we played roller. So there's a couple sports I've enjoyed a little bit here and there. Roller hockey was fun. Andrew grew up by a cul-de-sac, so we would set up in the cul-de-sac and play roller hockey there. In high school in the summers, I worked at a beach club, so I would play volleyball on the beach on my lunch break and stuff like that. And I enjoyed that. But
and ping pong.
Well, if we want to count that, yeah.
Ping pong's a sport.
I'm a better player. I'm a better player than Andrew is, so he feels my
I actually love ping pong. I'm pretty good.
But it's not a sport, you're saying.
We should all play.
But it's not a sport. Yeah, we should definitely play.
Okay.
Ping pong's not a sport. If you're hitting a ball over a net, that's a sport.
It's I don't know. You can define it however you want, but I'm okay. But I never got like super into any of the I was never a football guy or a basketball guy or like a soccer guy beyond when I was really young. So just never clicked for me.
Yeah. So something I want to talk about to change topics slightly. We wanted to talk about most of our audience, like all of our audience, are diehard sports fans, or at least very big sports fans. So from that perspective, from their perspective, from our perspective, is it challenging for people? I think for the most part, in talking to a lot of people about this topic, I found out that the answer is yes. It's challenging to develop a new friendship, a new relationship with a dude who doesn't like sports. Now, it's easier when you already have that foundation and you already know you have common interests, because most people have common interests outside of sports, obviously.
Sure.
But when you meet a stranger or you meet someone through someone else, for guys, a pretty common topic is sports. I'll be walking in ShopRite and with a sports shirt on, and every single time someone says something to me, whatever, I'm wearing a Ranger shirt, whatever it is, someone makes some comment to me. The other day, like, and for some reason they feel like close to me. Like one guy like tapped me on the shoulder, like he felt like he can tap me on the shoulder because I was wearing a Ranger shirt.
See, this feels like stuff you would hate.
Kind of ridiculous. No, I don't. Yeah,
This feels like the opposite of what you would want.
it's not. I'm not necessarily saying I like it. I don't dislike it, but I'm just saying So for people, I guess, is there a challenge, like Sistad? So is there a challenge for you, if you can stop laughing for a second, to develop a new friendship, a new relationship with someone who doesn't have any interest in sports? Like, are you able to find a topic to just start and talk about, or is it challenging?
It's a little challenging. I can do it. I've been in sales for a really long time, so you kind of have to force yourself to find common interests with people.
That's different. You're pretending. You're pretending.
Yeah, yeah.
The salesperson, you're pretending to care about the customer.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes it harder for sure. Eventually, we'll find something that we can connect on, but yeah, it you have to search for it instead of just, hey, did you see the Chiefs-Bills game last week? That was something, huh? And then conversation starts from there.
I've found, and this is going back with family members. I have a brother-in-law, so Jess's sister's husband, his name is Ben. I was hoping to get him on, but his daughter's sick, so he couldn't come on. But he doesn't like sports. He hates sports. He's not like Jack. He hates it. And he'll like, if he came on, he'd probably deny that he hates it, but he really does hate it. Like to the point where, like, my nephew, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't let me take my nephew to a sporting event because he doesn't want his son to like sports. I'm only slightly exaggerating by that, by the way. I actually kind of believe that's true. So me and him, we've formed a very close relationship, but the main thing that we do when we see each other, we get together as a family, is me and him go and smoke weed. That's like a very easy way to bond with someone. And then once you're smoking weed, it leads to
other drugs.
It leads to a diverse conversation. Like there's so many topics come up, and like Jack, when we smoke together, we end up talking about who knows what the fuck we talk about. We talk the most ridiculous philosophical stuff, sociological stuff. We talk about, like, we make fun of everything.
It makes you more open-minded, and also things feel more entertaining. But it's similar to like when people take a drink, on a first date or whatever. It just like eases tension and just opens you up and lets you feel comfortable talking about stuff that you wouldn't even think of maybe without it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think back to like I had a couple friends in college who didn't like sports. What did we do together? We smoked a ton of weed. Like, so Sistad, you don't smoke weed. I'm assuming that most adults you meet don't skateboard.
That's right.
And
what would make you assume that?
Just like I'm saying that, it's like, I think it's like a 5th grade, 6th grade thing to do. No, but by the way, how is this? I mean, I obviously I have no idea. Like, is this like you have like a group of people that you skate with? Is that what it's called? Skate with?
That is what it's called. I would say not really. I mean, growing up, you do see a lot of like not older, but people our age and a little bit older. If you go to the skate park, you'll see plenty of people because a lot of people did it when they were younger and now they're getting back into it, and it's just fun. It's fun. It's something to do. It's not something that you need. Like the one thing that kind of sucks about like playing team sports is you need a bunch of people to get together, right? Like I would love to go just again play a game of basketball, but I'm only one person. I don't really like to golf that much.
You can't get a
I think
group
it's
together
okay,
at this
right?
point.
So when I'm doing that, I don't need anybody. I could just go and it's fun. I would say I'm like middle of the pack. There's a lot of people younger there than me, a lot of people my age, a lot of people older. So it all works out.
All right, so they're mostly 6th graders. Okay,
yeah.
So
I think what you're saying before, Andrew, about like sports being an easy thing to just like start a conversation with between guys. Like I am probably like envious of it's one of it. Part of it is what you said before about like it's obvious who likes what teams because they wear stuff, or also we're just like in bars and places where there's games on a lot, and so it's like I don't have anything where like it's so immediately obvious like externally that you share an interest with someone that way. Like I would have to like ask someone and like interrogate them to find out to find like what the interest is that we share versus like there's just like a lot of publicly visible ways to know that someone else is like likes the same team you do, which is sort of
it's very obvious if you're at a bar who they're rooting for, what team they're interested in, what sport they like. Yeah, for sure.
And like
you could be sitting right next to someone at a bar who has the exact same interests as you do, but you're not just going to go up and say, "What's up, man? What movies do you like?" Like,
I gotta start printing stuff on my shirt. What have I been doing? You're so right. I gotta like just maybe I'll just get like a blank white hat and just like Sharpie all over it, all the stuff I like, and just
there is something that I want to bring up that I think is horrible. And this is, I mean, on a bigger scale, true with a lot of things. But
I'm excited for that.
People that feel the need to pretend they like sports and that they know what they're about sports. Like if someone's, and this is like Jack doesn't do that, has never done that once. I've never seen him do that, and it's not his personality. But the kind of person that feels the need to pretend that they like sports, like, and then I have a family member. I'm not going to say who it is because just in case they listen to this, which they probably don't, but in case they do. He'll like try to talk.
He'll probably know who you're referring to, but go on.
I don't think you do.
This person's going to know that you're talking about them, but whatever. No. Someone in my family, I'm about to describe their personality, like, but I'm not going to say their name. No, not to
describe. They're not going to know.
Okay.
Calling himself enough.
He has, like, in the past would try to talk about sports with me, ask me, well, look, what do you think about the Patriots, or what do you think about the Giants? He'd ask me these questions as if like he has a thought, but all he knows is the team name.
How about them Giants?
And then maybe he would like have like heard like 30 seconds on like First Take or like Sports Center, and they would say something like that, like they played on Monday Night Football. I saw.
Only they could score more on it, right?
It's the worst, dude. If you don't like whatever, just don't pretend to like something just because you think other people do, and just because you feel awkward not being like everyone else. Like that's the worst, really.
It's good advice.
I'm actually very curious.
Don't pretend.
How do you guys react if you're doing this? If you're in a scenario like you mentioned earlier, in a sales situation or a friend, or not a friend, like a random guy at a bar that you're just striking a conversation with. And you ask them about a game or something, and you just know they're BSing. Like, they don't know anything, but they're just... Because you guys, I'm sure, can tell immediately. Like, if someone's just BSing you.
Oh,
do you
I
call
think you know what
it?
I do.
Do you just, like... How do you react?
Jack, you know what I do.
Right? You would say you didn't see it. You would just call
No, I just play along. I just say, like, ridiculous stuff around, with him.
To see what you can get away with?
If he's saying something like, that I know that's not true, I'll play along. Be like, yeah.
Give me an
example of this.
So if somebody comes up to you and tries to talk to you about the Yankees, and they obviously don't know what they're talking about, you could be like, yeah, they really need to put Derek Jeter in the outfield. That'll solve all their problems, and just see how they react. Something obviously that's
like my I think I mentioned it on one of the other episodes, but Jack, I don't know if I've ever told you this. So I've done this thing a couple times, and I really want to do it going forward more. I was at a...
It's his New Year's resolution coming up. He wants to do this more.
It's my New Year's resolution to fuck with people more. So...
Can you? How much more time do you have?
It's about being more efficient in my my fucking with people than it is about making more time for it. So I was at a Miami Heat game.
Wow. Some fan you are.
Yeah, slip up. Oh my god.
Really?
Even Jack knew they're the Heat, dude. Come on.
What's going on?
Even Jack knows. So
the Oklahoma City Thunders. That's who they were playing that game. It was the Miami Heats versus the Thunders.
It's the Kansas City Thunders, all right? Come on.
And the Magics were coming in the next day. But good.
And the Knick.
I was literally about to say that. I love the Knick. Great guy.
All right, story over. So I'm at the Miami Heat game, and they're playing the Golden State Warriors. At this point, this is LeBron's already. He was on the Heat. He left the Heat. He was on the Cavs. 2 years removed from being on the Heat. So I'm at the game, and I'm with Jess, and I just to mess with people. I say I notice how many people at a sporting event don't actually know what's going on. So kind of what I was just saying before, like they're pretending to care, like they're pretending to know. So I say really loud so the people near us can hear me. I'm like, are they going to put LeBron in? Where's LeBron? And then I hear one person like a couple rows behind me be like, yeah, where is LeBron? Like, why aren't they putting LeBron?
Stop. That didn't happen.
It happened.
You
Yeah.
need to yell down to the coach next time. Put LeBron in.
Oh,
He's your best player.
So that's a good one. I got to do that more. I find that so funny.
You do. You have to.
I think we should play this out. Let's pretend I'm someone BSing you. I don't know anything about sports, but I'm just going to pretend I do. I want to see how you.
Oh, a little role play.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So pretend I'm at the bar. Tell me just like, how would you? I'm wearing a Yankees shirt. What would you say to strike up a conversation?
Wait, what?
I'm wearing a Yankees shirt. You're trying to make conversation with me.
You're wearing Yankees shirt, but you don't know anything about the Yankees.
No, you have to start the conversation. You have to start the conversation. Yeah, okay.
You see that game yesterday?
Yeah. What game?
The Yankees game. The Yankees game. So good.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice win.
So good.
They're so good. I love that team.
You love them?
Yeah, great. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, me too. How long have you been a fan for?
Probably like 25 years or so. I just have like these like really great memories of growing up with my dad and us watching.
What was your favorite team?
The Yankees.
No, what year? What year?
Oh, of course, because that's how us sports fans talk about the Yankees.
You love the 81 team, right?
It was a little before my time. I was really the 93 Yankees.
I'm sorry. You love the 97 championship team.
93 was more my speed.
93, yeah, that was a good year. I also like 94. Did you like 94? I like how they had the strike 94, right? That was a good year where they had the strike.
I'm not a big strike guy. Not as much mine.
No, you. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, well, that's interesting. Do you go to a lot of games?
Not as many as I used to. 93 was really good. I didn't really like him after that.
93 was the apex.
Yeah, I was 2.
Yeah, so I think that'd be a good one. I could do that. We got to record that though, and I got to record that conversation.
The LeBron conversation, or the Yankees conversation?
Both, actually. Okay. I did that at a Yankees game also. I was like, it was like years after Jeter retired, and I was, where's Jeter? Like, why isn't he up?
Who are you with when you're doing that?
I don't remember who I was with at the Yankee game with the Jeter thing.
They don't get embarrassed. It's like if you go with your dad and you're like asking questions like that, he's not.
No. All right. Is there anything else that we were curious about?
I'd be curious, Jack. I don't know. Maybe this would be a fun little thing to do. Like, can we like throw some general trivia, sports trivia out to Jack?
Let's see what he knows. Let's see what he knows.
I don't know. I think he might know a little bit more than he's leading on. Not much, but like
he had to have pick up on some stuff over the years.
Right, exactly. All right. Let's do this.
He's not like you. He's not like you where he's in like he has the stuff he likes and he's in his own bubble. Like you're the Philadelphia sports bubble. He's
I'm not like that either. No, I'm very well versed.
No.
So Jack, let me ask you this. Can you name 3 active NFL football players?
Oh, wow.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can. Come on.
No, he can't.
What?
Okay. All right. Hold on. I might be able to get there. We'll see. Is neither Manning playing anymore? Is that over?
Neither Manning is playing anymore. Is that over? Yes.
I was such a big fan. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch anymore after they left. All right. Kaepernick still playing, right?
No.
No, he stopped. But that wasn't an age thing. That couldn't have been an age thing.
That was he was shunned from the league. I don't know if that's the real reason. He may not be good. I don't know, but that's what people
He
say.
may not be good.
He was shunned. People say he was shunned. I don't know.
Okay. I probably can't with the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you name one? I think
I made a couple attempts.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend?
Oh, that's fair. And they're brothers too. I know that. Fuck, what's his name?
Well, his brother retired though.
Yeah, the one brother
Okay,
retired.
but I wasn't trying to get him to count on the list. I was just trying to grasp at any knowledge I had of a sports.
We
sports
know
figure.
someone who likes to think that his brother's still playing though. So
That we do.
I bet that was a funny joke if I knew any of the information. Shit, I know his name too, but I can't think of it.
Damn.
okay. Next
You
question.
want to tell me?
His name's
Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Right.
But like you don't know, like you don't know. You've never heard Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
I'll recognize the names.
Okay.
A lot of the
Yeah,
big
you heard of
names.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. That was on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
No, but I do actually. I do recognize those names. But
Okay. Let's see. I think a lot of your sports knowledge would be from
more historical.
past. Like if we asked you, can you name 5 Yankees like of all, like ever?
Sure.
You could do that easily, probably.
Yeah. Derek Jeter, A-Rod, Babe Ruth.
What is A-Rod's full name?
Alex Rodriguez.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, Andrew, I'm shocked this story doesn't. Maybe you were trying to spare me, but I'm shocked you didn't bring up the story of who was the Yankees announcer that I had a fun evening. Quoting
John Sterling.
lines from. I don't want to ruin the end the game, but we can.
No,
do this.
end the game. It's okay.
Well, welcome back.
He
But
said Babe Ruth was the other day.
he was. He said history.
No, it's true. It's accurate. Yes.
Yeah, of course it's accurate.
I know. It's
I
just.
know my shit. We got the famous guy with the quotes, Yogi Bear, my favorite.
Yogi. Okay.
No one goes here; it's too crowded. Great line.
Tell the story though.
So the first time this is not a great story for a podcast, but here we are. The first time I ever got really drunk, like in high school, I had to be picked up. My dad picked me up and put me in the open SUV trunk of with the trunk. Like I was just laying on the floor of the vehicle, like not doing so hot. And for whatever reason, I decided you guys asked me, did my dad have sports on growing up? Like he would have it on the radio a lot in the car. And I guess I absorbed a lot of phrases from, what's the guy's name, Andrew?
John Sterling.
John Sterling, because I knew all these catchphrases. And so all of a sudden, and I actually remember, I have in and out memories of me doing this. I'm laying back there and I'm just going, an A-bomb from A-Rod, a text message from Teixeira. There's a third one, I think. What was the third one, Andrew, from that?
There was,
that era?
there were so many.
Yeah, there
he
was so
did it for
many.
every player.
Well, I think there was
Yeah.
one other one that I knew, but I can't remember.
I think there was.
I was just-
I wrote the other one you knew, but yeah.
It was just really, that was I guess I am a sports fan deep down, and I've buried it somewhere so deep.
Yeah,
that
he
the
knows Mark
alcohol,
Teixeira. I mean,
I know what.
Yeah, Mark Teixeira. There's a
Yankee
that's
for
a
you.
good pull.
There's my 5th one. Look, I did it.
it's good.
That was 5. I had to tell that story to get there.
So, in case you thought that was kind of like a hyperbole, he doesn't like sports, but he kind of knows here and there. He doesn't.
I got 5 Yankees. Historically, I couldn't
What
name
about-
one that's on the team right now. But
What
You
about
need to-
3?
you need
This one's easy. This one you can get 3 active NBA players.
okay,
I mean, come
on.
we got LeBron. This isn't
Okay.
going to count. This isn't
There's
going to
one.
count because I don't know his name, but his son is also playing. But whatever his name is,
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah, his
count.
son doesn't count. He's not even
Doesn't
active
count.
in the NBA.
He's not even in
Doesn't
the
count.
NBA.
I thought they were on the same team.
He's in the minor leagues now.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
giving misinformation. All
He-
AI
well,
out there.
No,
he
he
was.
was, but
He
he's
was,
been
like-
demoted.
They gave him a chance. They realized what everyone already knew, he wasn't good enough, at least not yet. So they demoted him. So
Okay.
you're kind of right, but you don't know his name anyway, so it doesn't count. That's a cop out anyway. His son.
That's not what they put on the jersey. His son, number 5.
It's actually
Middle of the
LeBron.
No.
It's actually LeBron James Jr.
Wait, is that the one that's one of his sons, right? LeBron James Jr.
Yeah,
or no?
that's the one.
Oh, it
that's
actually
the
is.
one.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I thought
goes
you were
by
asking me.
Bronny, but it's really LeBron James Jr.
Oh, I know him as Bronny. That's why I got mixed
Yeah,
up.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're on a first name basis. Who else? Who else is a current NBA player? I thought this is like where I would recognize a bunch if you said them, but
He doesn't know.
Dude,
struggling.
you don't know.
Give me a
I'm
hint of
trying
someone.
to think of a hint. A hint. I don't know how to give a hint without like giving it away. There's one guy that's just so well known.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's a bunch.
He's in songs. Like there's a song that's
Current players we're talking about.
Yeah. What song are you talking about that has?
I know a line in a song.
Oh, are you talking about
don't?
an old that's an old Drake song from 2014, man. That's like not.
Oh wait, that's a good
Is
hint.
so?
Though. That's a good hint.
It's about a current player, right?
It is.
Okay.
All right, his nickname. You think giving his nickname would be a good hint, Andrew?
I don't. Yeah, sure. Give him his nickname. It's not gonna help him.
His nickname is the Chef.
Oh, I know the rapper that has the nickname the Chef. Juan.
The nickname is
Juan the
useless.
Chef. The Chef. What's the name? I don't know.
All right. Do you like Indian food?
I don't feel strongly about it. But...
What is your favorite Indian dish?
Does the player's name sound like an Indian dish?
It is. Yes, it is exactly an Indian dish. His last name is exactly an Indian dish.
Why am I not putting this together?
It's spicy. Most people would say.
There's red variations of it.
Oh, Steph Curry. Okay, all right. See, I threw his first name in there for you though.
But
so
you just yeah. It's hard on the spot. You couldn't think about it, but you obviously know who Steph Curry is.
Of course,
Do you know the
he's an
song I'm
NBA
talking
player.
about?
It's a Drake song from 2014. I probably do know the song, but I don't know. I'm not like picturing
Is
it.
that the song we were talking about, Andrew?
I don't know. I don't know the song. I just know it's like Steph Curry with the shots.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
he's
0 to
referenced.
100.
I thought you
Yeah.
meant he was in it, like his voice. You're just saying he's referenced. You know,
No,
how many
his
songs,
name.
you know how many rap songs there are with sports references?
So many.
I thought this was like he was like featured in a song or something. I was gonna tell Andrew that Shaq doesn't play anymore, but
I actually think I know more
you guys know about Shaq's
pop
rap
culture.
career? Oh, that's actually a perfect segue. You know about Shaq's rap career?
No.
Shaq,
Yeah,
Shaquille
yes.
O'Neal had a rap
Yeah.
career.
Uh-huh.
Am I teaching Andrew a sports fact right now?
That's not a sport. That's a
It's
music.
I'm considering this a sports fact.
It's a music that has relation to sports, but no, I didn't know that.
It's a hobby of an athlete.
I know Shaq was in a bunch of movies.
All right. Well, you should listen to some of Shaq's music.
Yeah, we should do another episode one day, and we'll quiz. We'll see if Jack knows more about sports or Andrew knows more about movies, pop culture, and music.
I know more about pop culture than Jack knows about sports.
You think so?
Yes, and I know
don't know
we all
about
know.
that.
I mean, I don't know anything about pop culture relative
Well,
to
the
everyone
questions
else.
you asked me just now were so basic that if I were to like Andrew name like 3 directors, like he would be able to do that. So
Would you?
I'm guessing. Oh,
I don't think he would.
Well, Andrew,
I don't think he would. Man.
Name 3 movie directors. I feel like we've already
No,
talked
on the,
about one
on the
this
spot,
podcast.
I can't name.
We are.
directors.
Yeah, you
Steven-
can't
Yes,
name
you could.
3 directors.
Steven
Yes, you could,
Spielberg.
Andrew. Huh?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, James
Okay.
Cameron.
Okay, and we talked about a third one on this podcast already.
Who did we talk about?
That's what I'm asking you.
I can't
Oh
actually
my
name the third
gosh,
one.
dude.
Top of
My
my head
lights
right
just
now.
changed.
Are you kidding? Martin Scorsese, dude. Stanley
Oh.
Kubrick. There's.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on,
that's who you're
man.
talking. Yeah. Martin Scorsese, I know, but yeah, no. This would be close. Why don't-
Maybe it would
give me
be
a couple
maybe
more.
closer than I realized.
Give me
Video
a couple
archives,
more.
that's Quentin
Give me a couple more
Tarantino.
questions. I'm 0 for 1. Give me a couple real quickly. Give me a couple more.
Couple more
Basic
questions.
questions.
Okay, I mean, I know
about
for
movies.
But any pop culture, anything.
I'm gonna say 5 because I know you can do 3. Five rappers. I know you can. I know for a fact you can do 3. So
Come on, dude. Come on. 5 rappers.
he can.
We
He can do
just
5.
named one. He's trolling us right now. Come
yeah,
on.
he's
not
All right.
that.
He's not struggling to come up with the first one.
Eminem, Biggie Smalls,
Okay.
Kanye. Is he a rapper?
What's Biggie Smalls like more proper?
His
name?
formal name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
on his birth certificate. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
No, I don't mean his real name. I mean, like, what's the other rap name he goes by? Come on, it's probably the more. It's on the songs it's listed. It doesn't say Biggie Smalls.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I'm blanking on it. But I'm blanking on
The
it.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was
Okay,
it.
so
It was the Notorious B.I.G.
I just said it.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was one of his songs or albums.
Yeah,
He does have a song named called Notorious, yeah, but
Okay, but I think you were at what 4? You said Biggie, Kanye, Eminem.
no, he's at 3. He's at
Is that all
3.
he said? Biggie, Kanye,
Yeah.
Eminem.
Yep.
And
The thing is, I actually know a lot. I just I can't. I don't know.
Oh my
I
God,
can't,
you
I can't
guys
think of it
suck
right
at
now.
trivia.
The tables have
My
turned.
This
gosh.
is bad.
hey,
You guys-
trivia on a live pod, or it's not live, but on the spot podcast. What can we trip Sistad up with? What can we? What's a topic?
No, Sistad
I
can.
might be the most well-rounded of us all here.
You might be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Andrew, who's the one that the Steph Curry line is in that we just talked about? It's a 2014 song by.
Drake.
Okay, we got 4.
That's
One
right.
more.
There you
can
go.
pull one.
All
You can
right.
pull one more.
Come
You
on.
can pull one more.
We need a timer for you guys.
Put in elevator music when you edit this, or Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I really don't. I really can't, nothing comes to mind.
Wow.
I can't like. I could probably name if I gave it some time and thought about it. I could probably name like 40 rappers. Nothing comes to mind right now. It's crazy. I don't know.
I think that's, man. I don't know.
You were really surprised by this, right?
Yeah. I don't know whose trivia performance was worse between the two of you guys. Come on, I'm disappointed.
No, I think mine's worse. I think by
so
far.
too. I lean
By
that
far.
way too. I wouldn't say by far, but
I would say by far, because while we both like I'm not into music and Jack's not into sports. I actually listen to rap and listen to music a lot more than Jack consumes any sort of sports, and it's not even close.
That's true.
I consume music at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes a day.
wow. How do
I
you
didn't
fit all
process
that
that
in,
until-
man?
I
How
didn't
much
even
more-
process that until you laughed this time. I was like, wait a second, 4 or 5 minutes.
That's a lot
Oh,
for someone
man.
that doesn't like it.
He listens to one song per day, everybody.
Pretty much.
It's the whole music when he calls like the hotline for his job or something.
It's actually 0 to 100 by Drake. That's the only song he listens to.
I actually don't know that song at all.
That's the one where he mentions Steph Curry.
That's the only reason why I know it.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
god, it's incredible.
All right. Anything else? Oh, did you don't have any Twitter tweets
No,
for the week, do you? Okay.
Oh, I thought you were
Have
saying
you?
don't
that.
Have Jack, you haven't heard? Yeah, Jack's a huge. He loves sports so much he can't get enough of our weekly episodes. So he probably is not familiar with our Twitter segment. Are you? Any idea what we're referring to right now?
all of the views that you get, that's actually just me over and over again. Like, so I know exactly.
That'd
what
be
you're talking
horrible if that was the case.
about.
So we
I
have
don't know exactly what this
We do. So we have a Twitter segment, and Sistad, as a Philadelphia sports fan, comes with like these crazy, irrational, like angry New York fans tweeting about their teams, and he tells us a little about like the Twitter bio, the profile page, like, oh, this guy has an NY logo and whatever, some random stuff, right? And then he reads the tweet, and then we laugh at it and make fun of it, and sometimes I'll actually defend it a little bit. So I thought it'd be funny if he had a
Don't,
tweet.
Did
sorry.
you just tell me about the segment
I'm
that
not unfair. Yes.
we're now not going to
That
do?
is exactly what he did. That is exactly what he did.
Yeah.
I'm shocked to hear that there's so many irrational people that you're finding on Twitter. It's usually such a normal, chill place.
Especially sports fans, man. But
a bunch of calm.
It's really
people
hard
with
to find.
well-reasoned opinions on a platform that's known for nothing but just keeping it cool and not saying anything.
Yeah,
it's
really hard. You really got to do some digging to find some angry tweets from people.
That must take you at least 4 or 5 minutes a week to find all those.
It's very challenging for me to talk to very upset sports fans. They're just so upset, and like they just will not. It's kind of like talking to someone who's like so passionate about like one political side or one candidate over the other one. It's like you can't, like, they'll never be objective about the other side. So like you're talking to a passionate sports fan that's really upset, and like Sistad does this, like just like so upset, like no, it's over. Their team, no, he sucks. This guy sucks. No, this guy sucks. There's no, like, how could you see them turning around and being good? He sucks. This guy sucks. Trade him. Like, and I don't know how to communicate with people like that. Sistad's a little bit different. We can communicate fine, but most people, like, I don't know how to communicate. Like, someone says, like the other day, someone told me like Brunson's just not that good. He was good last year, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because he had 2 bad games? Like, I don't even know how to communicate with someone that's just saying this.
Okay, wait, that makes me think of I have a question. How often does sports make you angry? Not you, because I already know the answer to this, but how much of the time are you angry at sports versus happy because of sports?
Really good question.
For me,
you go first.
Yeah. I would say mostly angers me.
So why do you do this to yourself?
Dude, I wish I knew. I've actually gotten a lot better as I've gotten older. Like, just, you've matured, you have more important things to care about. But, when I was a kid, I used to get really upset, dude. I mean, I would throw things, and I would. No, I don't. I don't throw. Do not throw. I mean, I still get angry, yeah. And it will still ruin the next day for me, I would say. But after that, I'm pretty good. Like, when I was a kid, I used to ruin my whole week if the Eagles lost.
After a game ruined my whole next day, I'm fine. I'm relaxed.
That's right.
It's just a day.
Yeah, no, I'm upset for 10 minutes after the game. Half hour, maybe.
I mean, that's incredible on the other end of the spectrum. It's like, how can you care about something so much and then only have a 10-minute window where you feel anything because of it? Like that
because I'm level-headed enough to realize that, okay, it's just a game. Let's move on now. I'm not going to let it affect my mood past outside of the game. Like, I'm not going to let a game impact anything else that I'm doing in my life. Like,
but you're able to turn it off, which is on a dime,
definitely.
Which is impressive because you obviously care during the game.
Well, it's also the joint afterwards. It's not.
To answer your original question, Jack, I would say it's 90% happy, positive, emotions for me, and 10% negative. Because if a team's doing bad and if I feel myself getting upset, I'll turn it off. If I'm actually getting upset where it's impacting my mood, I'm not going to watch it. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to do that.
I do that too.
You have to. And then the one thing I do is I stay away from the hysteria of sports talk radio, people on Twitter tweeting for the next couple of days. People are probably still tweeting about how they hate the Yankees and they want everyone fired and everything like that. I stay away from that. I just don't get sucked into the negativity because.
So here's what I do though. I'm not like a deranged lunatic like how a lot of people are. I do get really mad.
You're not as bad as a lot of people. No.
I'm not as bad, but what I will do, my go-to is if I'm really mad, I will listen to the Eagles podcast that I listen to the next day, super angry. I need to get this hatred out of me. I need to vent it. So I'll listen to a podcast and shake my fist and fucking curse as they're talking in the car. You're so
you're not deranged.
You're so fucking stupid. But I'll only do that for a day. But I'm not that's
deranged.
Throwing things or it's not deranged. Come on.
A day after each game.
That's pretty nuts.
Or after each game they lose.
Not
I
every
mean,
game.
mostly with football. Yeah, just because football's there's only so many of them.
I'm not going to do that after like through 82 games of basketball or hockey
No,
or 160
no.
games of baseball. Like that's obviously. But with
Right.
football, you do that.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
It is, but it's really there's really nothing. There's nothing that's we can really like compare. There's no analogy we can really say. Well, Jack, you have something like that. There's nothing like that. It's really being a sports fan is its own. It's just like its own emotional roller coaster that you can't really compare anything else in life to, because it's you care so much, but it really doesn't impact you at all. But yet you know that, but you still care so much, and you get so happy, and you get so upset, and then you consume so much outside just watching the game. Like I spend about, I would say, a half hour to 45 minutes a day talking about the baseball off season. It's a ridiculous concept.
You said
Because
talking
I have
about it?
no control over what teams are going to do. Like I have a group baseball chat. We're just talking about what players are going to go where. And it's like every day. And it just, and then we're going to be wrong on almost everything because, I mean, there's 30 teams that are thinking about things that they want to do. And then there's hundreds of players that have their own decisions to make. So like, why are we even talking about this?
Well,
Like,
there's
just let
nothing
it
wrong with
happen.
that. I mean, you're talking about a common interest that you have with your friends. There's nothing wrong with that. The one thing that I would say, to not to excuse like deranged behavior, but like within sports, you're rooting for a very specific thing. You're rooting for your team to do well. You're rooting for them to win. Whereas with, if you don't consume sports, if you consume music and movies, you're not really rooting for anything specific. I mean, you want to be entertained, but like there's not an outcome that you are desiring specifically for that thing. So
I
it's a little
think,
different when you have a rooting interest, you have expectations and they fall short, you get pissed off. Kind of like what you said with if you have an album that you're really anticipating that took 2 years longer than expected and it finally comes out and it fucking sucks, you're probably going to be like, damn, that was a real bummer.
You know what? I should have brought this up earlier. The better comparison, Andrew will have no idea, but maybe you were fine. It's just that is the Drake Kendrick beef from this past year. It's like I feel like that maybe that's the closest things. Like what I am jealous of is like the sort of live component of sports where it's like this is happening now versus like there might be people that like the same music or whatever that I do, but it's not like an event happening at a specific moment in this concerts. But like the Drake Kendrick thing, it was like an ongoing like thing where there's like updates and people are sharing the updates back and forth in real time. And so that aspect of sports fandom, I wish I had something more along those lines.
Yeah, and with something like that, you have people who are rooting for Drake and you have people who are rooting for Kendrick. So that's a pretty good analogy.
Totally.
Andrew's a big rap beef guy. I mean, he'll tell you all about them.
Jack, tell him what I call in our chat.
Wait, well, can you guess what Andrew might call a rap beef? Does he know your whole stick of?
I don't know, a salad or something.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. He calls it a rap chicken.
Chicken, okay.
Yeah. But as you know, with Andrew,
I was thinking more vegan options, but okay.
Yeah. As you know, with Andrew, he doesn't like to explain anything, so he'll just the first time he came up with that, in the group chat, he's just like, you guys see the chicken? Do you guys hear about this chicken happening right now, or whatever the text was, with no context whatsoever. Eventually,
the game is they have to figure it out.
Yeah. The game is we don't know that there's a game happening, and we have to realize we're playing a game, and then solve the game.
There's
always a game within the game.
Jigsaw over there.
All right, so sports fans will refer to the team that they root for as my team, or they'll be like, we need to do this. We need to score. We need to do that.
Very rational behavior.
Where are you going with this, man?
You can't. No one does that with like a musical artist that they really like, do they?
No.
Like we're gonna put this album out. Oh, we're gonna win an Emmy, or I don't know.
No,
I
mean the closest thing No, the closest thing I'm thinking of is like similar, like it's like back in the day, like East Coast, West Coast type of a thing. But it's not about a specific artist. It's just about like
I don't know what you're talking about.
the East Coast, West Coast rap chicken, the famous one.
No idea.
Oh, come on, Tupac and Biggie. This is like the whole thing. You know, you would vaguely know the Tupac and Biggie like rivalry, West Coast versus East Coast. Anyway, I could see like people, but no, not really. People aren't talking about like an artist or an actor or director or anything like we talking about them and that, because there's not a team aspect, right? Like it would be like you and another individual, which would be kind of a strange way to talk about it.
It's different.
Oh wait, but do you speak like that, Andrew?
No,
I don't think I
think you know that I don't.
Yeah.
I never say we.
But your listeners might not.
The only time I will do it is when if I'm talking to someone who keeps doing it. Eventually, I'll just like kind of like play along, and I'll say we, just because like it's almost like I'm like, if I don't, I'm like almost like I just want to correct them. Like, dude, it's not we.
Do you know what it makes me think of? It's like a school nurse, and you go and it's like, how are we feeling today? Do you say that's the stuff? Do you say we?
I think I say it sometimes, not all the time. It doesn't bother me when people say it. I understand why people say it. I think I would probably say it maybe 10% of the time, but it's not like exclusively we. Definitely not. But I think it's okay that people say it.
You like to refer to people by their title. It's very proper. Like you call it the coach. The coach. Most people just refer to the coach's name. They just say like Sirianni. You're just like the coach.
Because he doesn't remember. He can't remember the names.
It's very proper. It's really utmost respect for the coaches.
I'm not on a first name basis with them like Jack is with, Bronny and all these other guys. A-Rod,
It's pretty nice. You should try to work that out.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Any last thoughts? Jack, you like sports now?
I'm pretty convinced, I think. Where should I start? What would you recommend for a non-sports fan? What should my entry be?
What would you recommend,
Dude, honestly,
someone...
Chiefs, Bills, Sunday, 425. Like, there you go. That's got all the drama. It's got a big rivalry. It's two of the best teams. These two quarterbacks have been battling.
I don't know if I would introduce someone to sports with a NFL game, just because there's so much stoppage. There's so many confusing rules. Football doesn't make sense if you don't really understand it. It's so confusing.
I guess, but it's also it's going to be the most entertaining product.
Like, what about like UFC? Is that a sport in your opinion?
In my opinion,
what are you asking?
Yeah,
I guess it's as much of a sport as it's a combat sport. So yes,
UFC would be something that I think would be easier for people to get into that aren't really into sports, because it's very simple.
I disagree, man. I totally disagree. Fighting is very like technical. I've watched UFC before. I think it's kind of boring, but it's because I don't know what I
hate watching people fight.
I have two people. Well, I just think like there's so many technical things, and like the way that they score and punches and takedowns, like all that stuff is like added up. I mean, yeah, if somebody just destroys somebody and knees them in the face and breaks their nose and the other guy passes out, like, yeah, we could see that that's entertaining. But most of the time you watch a UFC fight, it's guys who are sparring and one guy's kicking the other one in the shin and like there's not.
I may not know enough about UFC. I may be wrong about this.
Yeah, but
I still think NFL is too confusing.
I guess
too many stoppages. Like Jack watches the Super Bowl.
If I'm going to get into sports at 32 years old, I'm going to pick one that people actually like. I'm not going to start picking something obscure and have to start all over.
It's the NFL.
Obscure, but okay.
You can get the concept of 1st and 10, get 10 yards, and you get another first down, go score a touchdown. You can get that.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I roughly follow that.
All right. Well, that's it. Jack's crazy. There's something wrong with him. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, listening. Give us a like, subscribe. Thanks.
Philly pride. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sis, that Brad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.